Religion, The Real Matrix, the book based on African spirituality and mythology from ancient Kemet or Egypt. Written by author Heru Ifangbemi, the book shows that all Western religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, plagiarize from African spiritual systems to come up with their religions. Buy the book on Amazon. Link is in the description box. Let's go. Promote your brand here at Viral Hip Hop News. Hit me, Sam Ant, at dlsmediainc1@gmail.com. dlsmediainc1@gmail.com. Let's go.
Welcome to another episode of the Hip Hop Uncensored Podcast. I'm your brother, Old Guy from Hip Hop News Uncensored, and sitting across from me is my co-host.
What up, y'all? It's your man, Sam Ant, CEO of Viral Hip Hop News, and you're in the building for a very special edition of the Hip Hop Uncensored Podcast. We got a special guest in the building. We got the bro, Sean Garrett, on the podcast. What's good with you, family?
What's happening? What's happening? What's good, man? Nice to be with y'all.
Pleasure to have you, man. R&B singer, songwriter extraordinaire, man. One of the best to ever do it with the pen. We definitely appreciate you coming on. Two very just in-tune fans of R&B music, born in the 80s, bred in the 90s, man. And now we're in here, 2021, doing this with you. So we definitely appreciate you. How you feeling out there, man? We see you on Daddy Duty doing your thing, brother. How's the world treating you?
Man, shit, I couldn't be more blessed, man. I mean, you know, I'm in a situation, man, where I ain't gonna lie, man. I feel like we get ready to drop one of the biggest R&B albums, man, in the last 7 to 10 years, man. It's really great, man. On Summer Walker, and just been working hard on that project, man. You know, shout out to my brothers at LVRN. This is probably like my first big project back. You know, I've been working on quite a few things. You know, we launching our new label called Hey Young World. We just partnered up with iHeart. We're doing a huge talent search contest. Basically, it's called Looking for Legends. And, you know, we're just building something, man, that's organically amazing from the perspective of just like, you know, making better choices in how you, well, when I say better choices, I mean, we've had some amazing labels of late, you know, that has definitely set the bar. You know, like Cash Money, Young Money, and then, you know, QC is building a great legacy, man. You got TDE who's building a great, you know, legacy. Hey Young World is just there's something a little bit different than that from the perspective of, like, you know, me and my partner Max Goose. A lot of people may know Max Goose, man, from, you know, first signing B2K, and then, I mean, he's just a true legend, man. I mean, me and Max first met, man, on the B-Day album. He was A&R for B-Day, Beyonce's B-Day, and I got the call from him and Beyonce, and was like, you know, they wanted me to come work on that B-Day album. But I had already worked on the Destiny's Fulfill album as well. Did, like, you know, like, I think like 11 or 12 songs on that album, and then went on to have some humongous success with Beyonce on the Pink Panther soundtrack, on the Check On It record with my brother Swiss Beats. And so, man, you know, I've had quite a bit of tutelage from, you know, a lot of people that came before me, and things to be able to pay attention to, such as, you know, and also I can't forget, you know, amazing label such as
We can hear you. We can't see you, brother.
Okay, hold on.
If you drop out and come back in, that may fix the issue.
Yeah, I got you, bro. It's just the temperature on the phone got a little hot.
Oh, okay, I got you. Understand.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah. So what I was saying, I'm gonna have to be like in this spot for just 1 second. So the other, you know, there's another label that, you know, we can't forget, man, and it's called you know, Rock Nation. Your Nation is it's definitely was another milestone label that represents it represents, such an amazing roster of the biggest stars ever in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like Rihanna, JayZ, and a host of others. And so we've had an opportunity to see some of those great labels in our time. And then, not to forget, even LaFace, you know what I'm saying? Because I ended up signing my first record deal, my first publishing deal with the great L.A. Reid and Hitco. And so I've had such a, amazing amount of examples that gave me a chance. And me and Max, Max also signed Saweetie, who, to be, really doing her thing at this time. And so, we partnered up, man, and decided to do something really amazing, man, and start this label called Hey Young World. And we're looking for legends, you know what I mean? With the difference between some of I would consider Rihanna a legend. I would consider, Lil Wayne a legend. I would consider Drake a legend. Nicki Minaj a legend. Like these guys really did it right. So that's where we at. We out here looking for something that's really, really special, man, and give people the opportunity that they deserve. And I think the thing that's going to separate what we're doing is just looking for artists, man, that have those characteristics that's bigger than just one hit single or two hit singles. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
No doubt, man. So, to take us back first, before you take us back, man, talk about how those artists, can get in touch with you guys to get on that showcase so they can be discovered. What's the process of going about doing that?
Yeah, so if you go to my Instagram, man, I got a whole host of things that's going on in reference to how you submit your. You first start out by submitting your video to the. If you go to my bio, there's a link in my bio that tells you all the exact things to do in reference to submitting your video, submitting your it's not a long video. You ain't got to get all long-winded and do the crazy intros and shit like that. Just put that shit together and let me see what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, it's also a realness about what it is, gotten the feedback, because you guys have so much respect for what I've been able to accomplish, so much respect for my work, my hard work, the quality of our music. So I'm very appreciative of that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the integrity that we tend to keep, that we plan on keeping for the type of artists that we find. And I found some gems already, man. There's a few artists I've seen I'm like really excited about. So this shit is gonna be great.
Oh.
Indeed.
Take us back, man. We always like to, go back in your childhood and see what got you, into music. So take us back. I mean, reading your bio, we see that you were born in Georgia, Atlanta, and you were kind of like a military kid. So you moved to Germany, different spots like that. So how did that upbringing, mold you into, Sean Garrett, 18 number one hits?
Yeah, I got 18 Hot 100 number ones, bro. I got 52 number one records. Those 52 number one records, man, are other records. Like, it might be 13 of them, 52 that's like dance records. You know what I'm saying? Or pop, pop Hot 100 pop records that were number ones. You know what I mean? Some people in my community may not realize that I did, Enrique Iglesias Demilo, which was number one for 13 weeks on the Hot 100 Latin chart. You know what I'm saying? Or records like Fergie's London Bridge, that was basically number one for 9 weeks, man, on the Hot 100 charts. And Fergie, sorry.
Lost you again, family?
Hold on, guys.
Yes,
can
sir.
you hear me?
Yes, sir.
We can hear you, but we won't have a visual.
Yeah, hold on once.
Yeah, take your time, man. We good.
All right, hold on 2 seconds.
All right.
All right, it's just put on this. So um so like people in my community may not realize that with their records like Fergie's London Bridge, man, that you know.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
All right, so like I was saying, man, it's like some people in my community may not realize that their records like Fergie's London Bridge, who like Fergie was
Mhm.
like, in one of the biggest groups ever, man. The Black Eyed Peas, you know what I'm saying? And so on her first solo album, you know what I'm saying, her first solo album is fucking Diamond, you know what I'm saying? And London
Mm.
Bridge ended up selling about 1.4 million albums, like you know what I mean? So I've been, another record like the Pussycat Dolls Buttons. You know what I'm saying? That shit was #1 for like 9 weeks on the Hot 100 #1. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I've been very humble about my work and very humble about what it is that I've been able to accomplish because and for my community, it wasn't about being able to be in touch with people like JayZ and Beyonce. I learned, you know, quite early that it wasn't about me bragging about my accomplishments. It was just about me working hard and accomplishing the goals that I wanted to accomplish to get to the point of one day being able to celebrate my accomplishments and bring that back to my community, you know what I'm saying, and bring that back to what I'm saying, my hood, bring that back to my people, and say, hey, this is another example of like you not necessarily having to look a certain type of way or be toting this or be selling this or be
Mhm.
doing this, you know what I'm saying? But you can still be successful, you know what I'm saying? I'm a young kid, man, who is from Hamilton Road, and I necessarily didn't have I could have made a choice of selling or doing a whole bunch of other shit that what I'm saying that we do in our world, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
but I chose another route, and I had parents that came from the struggle just like everybody else. But my parents was very focused on making sure that, like, what I'm saying, like I stayed on a straight and narrow. You know what I'm saying, to be able to give me an opportunity to have a shot. You know what I'm saying, at being able to accomplish my goals. And I'm just thankful for all of the people that I was able to be able to work with. And I mean, all kind of blessings came, man. You know what I'm saying? There's, for every, I feel like for everyone's struggle or everyone's story, where people can say, "Hey, man, I had to go rob this or I had to go sell this." I'm
Mhm.
an example of, like, I didn't have to rob or steal or sell shit, like, what I'm saying, to my own people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was a degrade. Like, I didn't have to hurt nobody. I actually can say, like, man, my job was to help people, and I actually became successful at, like, really helping my own people. You know what I'm saying? Helping them spiritually, helping them emotionally, helping, females, be able to stay encouraged, you know what I'm saying? Helping brothers understand how to, you know, necessarily appreciate a woman, you know what I'm saying, through song, you know what I'm saying? So, and then also at the same time show strength, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't shit weak about what it is that I do. Now people respect it, but I remember when I came in the game, niggas didn't respect niggas with a pen. Niggas didn't respect, they didn't respect a real brother being able to be strong enough to say, no, that ain't what the fuck I'm taking. That ain't what that ain't, I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not that, you know what I'm saying? I'm this, you know what I'm saying? I'm a producer. I'm not a nigga you could just go slide some money to and give you their brains, you know what I'm saying? And them not being able to stand up on what they own, you know what I'm saying? Or stand for what they about. So it's, in everybody's story there's what they call a narrative, and life is as my mom would say, you learn a lot, you live long enough. So I just wanted to make sure that that there's for the kids out there, man, that's not necessarily what they may feel like is normal, or living as wild as they necessarily want to be. Need is for the kids that's out there is not living necessarily as wild as what they think they gotta live.
Right.
You know, there's truth and power in your thoughts, your own thoughts. You know what I mean? And your ability to work on your craft and like help other people. Like there's power in helping other people. And so that's kind of like my perspective.
Got you. I want to talk about the process of your writing, because obviously there's this one form of it where you got people that are looking for placements, and they reference records, and then these records get shopped to different artists, and if the artist likes them, they take them and take it from there. And then you got people that ask, okay, I want this particular writer, I want this. They come in a studio session with the artist and actually create right there on the spot. Talk about your first big break and talk about your process. Do you reference records and then get them to the artist, or do you actually go in there? I'm sure at this point, at the stage of your career, you go up in there and create, but early on, how was it for you as far as the writing process?
I mean, I always looked at myself as a producer from day one, you know what I'm saying? So I never was a writer, you know what I mean? A writer to me is a demeaning title that they try to give you, you know what I'm saying, to break you down mentally and make you feel like, you know what I'm saying, you are less than, right? Being a writer, it's not a bad thing, you know what I'm saying? Some people are great at writing, but I'm a producer. I have vision, you know what I'm saying? So I'm able to not only write songs, but I'm able to create tracks or find tracks or blend tracks or sort of like do a culmination of different things to be able to bring together something that is game changing, you know what I'm saying, or mind changing or climate changing, you know what I'm saying. So my approach have always been, like my first record, which is now the number 14 song on the greatest hits of all time Hot 100 list, is Yeah. You know what I mean? The idea of doing Yeah was, it was like, hey man, I'm gonna take one of those Lil Jon tracks, man, and I'm gonna put a Michael Jackson song on it. You know what I'm saying? For someone who, for someone like Usher, you know what I'm saying, who's like today's Michael Jackson, you know what I'm saying, at that time, right? And so that was an idea, right? That was never just going in and writing a song, like. And when you realize and you find out the story behind Yeah, it's like, Yeah was not a very appreciated song at the beginning. You know what I mean? People didn't necessarily like the song. They didn't think it was gonna work. It was very, very new. It was a game changer, right? And so for all parties involved, you know what I'm saying? And but I'm so thankful for all of the people who was involved and sort of executed their role, you know what I'm saying? But it was just it was a lightning in the bottle, it was an idea, it was a thought, and the situation with Confessions at that time, I was a new songwriter producer who had nothing under my belt, and I looked at the opportunity as like, either I'm gonna win big on this shit or I'm gonna lose.
Yeah.
And I don't believe in losing. So the perspective was, Jermaine Dupri is an amazing superstar, like super producer, super songwriter, and he already owns this project. You know what I'm saying? And this ain't nothing that I'm gonna be able to come in and change from the story perspective. So my angle was I had to come in from a aesthetic perspective, and I had to be able to figure out how do I aesthetically give him something that's more powerful than his story can be. And it gets deep, but it's just using your mind, man, using your heart and your soul and the elements of what God gave you, you know. And I'm just thankful for everybody, from Lil Jon, to Usher, to JD, to LA Reid, to Mark Pitts, to the whole gang, man. Like all of my Keith Tom, everybody, man. Because it takes a village. And
Most def.
you know
Can you
what I'm
still
saying?
there?
Yeah,
Go ahead. All right, cool.
It all worked out.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So did JayZ, did he name you the pen?
Yeah, man. JayZ man, that somebody to be that kind to give me an opportunity to just JayZ don't normally he don't do shit for free, you know what I mean? So I'm just really thankful, man. He embraced me and just showed me a lot of love, man. I was able to work with his wife, you know, in a very good time in her career, to where we were, you know, she was really still defining herself as biggest superstars in the world, you know, and I just happened to be a part of those opportunities, man. You know, check up on it, give me body to upgrade to the ring and diva, and you know, he just pushed me in a different way, man. He really, you know, we used to have some fun, man, and kick it and play video games and shit like that sometimes. Or, you know, I just adored and appreciated every opportunity that I could sit down and just talk to him and just, you know what I'm saying, learn something from him. You know, definitely was an inspiration to me. And even his team, you know what I'm saying, from, you know, the whole Rock Nation crew, man, from Lenny S to Tata to Jay Brown, you know, all of the all of the people around him, man. He was always inspiring. They moved a certain type of way, and they always had a certain type of gangster to them. You know what I'm saying? Always had a certain type of integrity. You know what I'm saying? It was always about the truth too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit had to be the truth. And so, you know, people who understand, you know, shit, what's understood don't have to necessarily be said. You know what I'm saying? You either ready, or not. You know what I mean? I was just blessed and thankful, man, that I had the opportunity to kind of get in there, man, work with some of the greatest people in the world. That's still doing it. That's still the greatest. So.
Appreciate that perspective for sure. Let me ask you this about, because you wrote some of the most iconic hits. Like, you got people that will walk by you and probably damn sure probably not even know that the songs that they love and adore you wrote. How much of that piece is that? Because then you look at the people who idolize these celebrities and they got eyes on them at all times, but they don't even know underneath that are this team of people who created this beautiful thing that we know and love, and those people don't get acknowledged. So is there a piece behind that, or did you want the superstar fame that some of the people that you wrote for had?
Nah, man, I really actually get out of, you know what I mean? The beautiful thing is that, like, I still have my life, you know what I'm saying? You know, I got a killer ass record coming out with me and my man Tank, and like my albums coming after the Walker album. I mean, man, I'm just blessed, man. I've been able to do the most. You know, Breakup was my first record as an artist. You know what I'm saying? That was my first single for my album, and you know, I lent that to an artist. You know what I'm saying? I lent that to my man Mario. His manager came to me and was like, "Yo, man, I really need a record for this guy." And I'm like, "Man, I just played you that record and told you that was my record." You know what I'm saying? And he's like, "Man, you know, what could I do? What kind of worked out a deal, worked out a situation to where we could cross promote it." And that's just my unselfishness, man. Just me giving a part of myself, man, to the game. I really just enjoy it. I really enjoy giving a part of me to man, to my peers. And whether they appreciate it or not is not for me to ponder on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, God is an amazing God. I'm saying you just have to continue to just, you know, believe in what He. You know, I don't need to have praises and shit every day about what I was put on this earth to do, because you know, my energy, my blessings are through Him. You know what I'm saying? God, like, it's not, you know, it's not me. It's me. I'm the vessel. You know what I'm saying? But it's just really, man, just like, it's God, man. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate those moments. I appreciate when I'm appreciated. I appreciate when I'm not appreciated. Because at the end of the day, I always said, you know, it's all about my numbers. You know, and I'm really proud of them #1 records, and I'm always gonna talk that number one shit whenever it's necessary to let a motherfucker know, like, you love me, but you gonna respect me. You know what I'm saying? So that line is always in my heart. You know what I'm saying? And we live in a wild ass world, so I'm proud and definitely appreciative of every opportunity that I was given. But at the same time, you know, I definitely, you know, I ain't a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I always been strong in my heart about being thankful and proud of myself, but also proud of my gift of giving. You know what I'm saying? And sharing. You know what I mean? I've shared a lot of great moments with a lot of different people.
And I realized that the door don't swing only one way. You know what I'm saying? To give is to get, and to get is to give. So
Well, most definitely.
Absolutely.
Talk about Kanye West and Drake album, the album that just came out, Donda, Certified Lover Boy. What do you think about those and people comparing those two bodies of work? So what's your thoughts on each of those albums individually?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited about the competition. You know what I'm saying? It's about fucking time. You know what I'm saying? That we got competitive again. You know what I'm saying? I'm so cool on them. I'm so cool on the goofy shit, bro. Like those albums are fucking iconic albums. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna lie. Me personally, I'm in Drake world. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a lover. Like fucking. I like fucking.
Yeah, right.
Like loving on girls. You know what I'm saying? So that's my type of shit. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, you know, y'all to see me get busy and go crazy on them crazy ass records too, you know what I'm saying, to go wild and try to change the climate. And so I respect Kanye on a whole nother level. I love him, you know what I'm saying? He's always been inspirational for me. So I think it's a great time in music, you know what I'm saying? I can't wait for that motherfucking Kendrick Lamar album. You know what I'm saying? Like we in the day and age of the motherfucking superpower at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's necessary, you know. It's necessary to put pressure on a motherfucker. Like everybody that got comfortable, you know, I'm so tired of the comfortable shit. Like people just putting out shit, talking about that shit dope because you got on some shit you bought. Like that ain't fucking is, bro.
Right.
Like set the world on fire, nigga. If you set it on fire, you with that shit, then set it on fire. Like for all that talking and ganging up and it's 72 niggas got to do one thing like that. Ain't nothing fly about that to me. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're the truth, you're the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like where it's at, let me see it. Let us feel it. You know what I'm saying? Let the world, because the world deserves that. You know what I'm saying? Like this generation deserves to enjoy, you know, amazing music just like the last generation did. You know what I'm saying? Like and this Summer Walker album gonna be on motherfucking fire. Like all the females gonna fuck with this album. They gonna appreciate it. They gonna love it. They gonna cry to it. They gonna be mad about it. They gonna have some aggressiveness, and then they gonna love on the motherfucker too. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about, man. It's putting your all into, you know, putting your all into a project is the most beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? Whether they love, hate, or desire it, you know what I'm saying? But it's just about putting your energy, your love, and your pain and your everything into something, man. And so, to answer your question, man, Drake won, Kanye won. Like they fucking won to me. You know what I'm saying? You see the album sales, you see the anticipation. You know, you fight. The fight is necessary. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, there's a lot of people that try to play games and shit and act like this shit ain't competitive. You know, fucking shit competitive in the motherfucker. Like y'all versus, you know what I'm saying? I was dead fucking serious because I've been there since day one, and them motherfuckers and all the people that, you know what I'm saying, look in my eyes, that my eyes been like that since day one. So that wasn't nothing new. They just didn't know the lion. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was gonna ask you.
Work hard, bro. I play hard.
I was going to ask you another question, but since you said that, let's talk about the dream real quick. And that competition, was that just the competition and y'all got love for each other? Was there actual like competition but animosity, like John Stark, Scottie Pippen kind of shit? Like, well, is there love there, or is there love and competition at the same time?
Well, I mean, I think I'm gonna be honest, man. Like Beyonce, the queen, like, you know, and I set standards with Beyonce. That's a lot of people that can't be that too. But you know what the fuck time it was. You know what I'm saying? You know, Get Me Bodied, Upgrade You, Diva. You know them motherfuckers. Them just powerful, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's other people that wanted to define that. So, you know, and it's cool. That's competitive. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's always your little brother always want to beat you. You know what I'm saying? That's regular shit. But I just, you know, some of the disrespect shit, like, you know, you mad I took your, like, Beyonce's not my bitch, you know what I mean? She's
Right.
beautiful, like she's a queen, bro. So I didn't like that. So I got violent, you know what I'm saying? I just fucking got violent after that, you know what I'm saying? I already didn't like the shit. Don't be disrespectful when it comes to like the queen or me, nigga. Like, you know what we do on this field, you know what I'm saying? You know how to, you know your numbers ain't where I'm at, you know what I'm saying? So don't be disrespectful. You know, you should be respectful, but some people, like, you know, some people are tied into certain things, you know what I'm saying? So they kind of like You know what I'm saying? Like I always been an individual. Like they let me in their world. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm always appreciative and very humble for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm never gonna be disrespectful. But for him personally, I had to give him that fucking work. You know what I'm saying? And I had I had quite a few more clips. They just wouldn't even let me go no further because they already fucking know. Like, go check out that, man. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Do you wish you guys had a different venue to do it in? Because y'all did it like on Instagram Live. Do you wish y'all would have kind of like had like the setting where y'all was like across from each other, like JayZ and Gucci?
They know they should do that. They don't want me to do that though. They don't want to do that. They know they don't want that. They don't want that.
That changed the game a little bit. We were talking about that. Like it's a whole different vibe to do it on the computer and then seeing each other live.
Y'all know we set that shit up, bro. Let's not fuck around. Like you know that motherfucking Sean Garrett and fucking The Dream versus set the fucking shit off. Like let's stop playing. It was, man. It just was what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thankful for it, you know. Like Swiss Beats, my brother, and we had a lot of them Beyonce hits, man. Me and Swiss got crazy on it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Beyonce just allowed us to goddamn go crazy, and that's why I love her so much. You know, I respect her so much for just giving us that opportunity. And one thing about life, man, you can't change history, man. You know what I'm saying? People be trying to, but God controlled this shit. So what was real, what happened was supposed to happen. And it's just too much, you know what I mean? I'm a personality, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't clout chasing. It's just the truth. This shit is the truth. Like, it's the truth. My first 10 singles were high 100 number ones. That's the truth.
Yep.
I don't know nobody out here doing that. Like, nobody is not doing that. So, I had to give it to The Dream. I had to give it to him. He had a dream. I had to give it to him. Put it in.
Talk about Chris Brown. You talked about, you know, wanting to make the next Thriller with Chris Brown. Is anything in the works to work with him on a new, you know, project or any song soon?
Oh man, Chris is just like my, he's like one of my most favorite artists to work with too. I love Chris, man. Me and Chris got a chance to do some amazing things. You know what I'm saying? Give me that, ain't no way, wall to wall. I feel like, you know, yeah, I mean, you know, just, you know, you got to give artists time to grow and understand things and see things. And I'm an artist, you know what I'm saying? We all come together in God's time, you know, and to do other shit. But, you know, yeah, to answer your question, hell yeah, I love to do fucking Thriller with him. Yeah, he the biggest R&B artist. He one of the biggest R&B artists, young artists in the world. Like, the whole truth. I love him. I respect him. I appreciate him. That's my nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? He always going to be my dog. I'm glad to see you know what I'm saying, him growing up, and he grew up to be an amazing artist. Just like
right now, a lot of people, you know, were talking about a versus between him and Usher. If that will happen, who would you pick?
Man, both of them guys, my nigga, and both of them, truth. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's the natural born truth. It would be a great battle, you know. And I don't really think, to be honest with you, I don't think that's gonna happen because I think they just too smart. You know, smart to do that. Like that ain't what they need to do to me.
Right.
They just greats, man. They just should do what the fuck they doing and continue to bless us with shit like that, man. Shout out to Usher, man. You know, with amazing accomplishment, man, doing fucking Vegas, man. Like, nigga, that young man is still, you know, come out here and just do Vegas, man. Like, every one of us need to go out there and see that show, man. The show was such an amazing feat. It was an amazing accomplishment. And like I told you, man, I'm just all about supporting, respecting my people, man. Like, that's it. I'm never in that separating or dividing or all that fucking shit that a lot of people be on. I don't be on that, man, because that ain't what life is. Life is about appreciating each other, pushing each other, man, and helping each other. That's what the fuck it is. So, I mean, you know, if you want some bullshit, don't come to me because I'm not with the bullshit. I just be with fucking positivity and life and winning. You know what I'm saying? And winning together. I appreciate winning together.
Absolutely. Let me ask you this. Has there ever been a record that you did and it was supposed to go with one artist and you thought it was gone, like lights out, it's just going to be a smash with this artist, and then they ended up backing out and it went to another artist that we don't know about?
Yeah, that's happened a couple times. You know what I'm saying? Shit, it's about to happen again.
Give us a story if you can.
Um, I really don't like to drop names like that because
Right.
it's so much integrity. People trust you with their life, their brand,
Gotcha.
their shit. You know what I'm saying? And I trust them with my shit. You know what I'm
Word.
saying? I'll just say it has happened quite a few times, man. You know, and I just say to some artists, man, they need to focus and really focus and understand and concentrate on what the fuck really matters. Stop trying to do everything all at one time. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, life's a marathon. You know what I mean? As an artist, you need a fucking hit song every time you go on that stage.
Yeah.
That's the fucking truth. You know what I mean? Sometimes, some artists are so caught up in trying to do every fucking thing, and they realize that go out that motherfucker and that record don't ring off like it's supposed to. Shit get weird. So just focus on your focus. Like, be a great artist. Shit. Michael Jackson sung a whole bunch of songs that was written and produced by, and you wouldn't even believe it. You wouldn't even know. Yeah. It's fine if you can do that all the time. That's a great thing. But if you don't lose sight of your job. You know what I'm saying? Your job is to make sure you can eat and tour for your life, tour every day for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? And continue to bring home bread for your family. You know what I'm saying? So some people be getting caught up in the bullshit, man. There's called specialists. Some people just specialists as just the truth.
Yeah.
Definitely. Now talk about the Summer Walker project. How much involvement do you have in that? And when is that scheduled to drop?
Stick with me, guys. I got a point too. So the project, man, is finished, and it's so much as y'all been watching. You know what I'm saying? There's so much amazingly interesting roller coasters, roller rides. It's coming out, man. The single's getting ready to drop at any time now. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell y'all the exact day, but just know it's days away. I'm really excited because I want to leave some room for Summer to be able to tell you guys and the whole LVRN crew to be able to tell y'all, you know what I'm saying, about the excitement of the songs and the album. But I can tell y'all, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying, I think this is one of the best R&B albums in the last 10 years. No bullshit. Like, no cap.
Wow.
It's just really good. It's just really good. Hold on one second. Like, again, man, this is one of them opportunities that, like, I felt like this was one of them moments in time you couldn't have paid for. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't have asked for this.
Right.
It's just God. It's just which, she had a beautiful baby, Bubbles, and she been through a lot of shit. And I think that the album is so relatable to so many different women and just people in general, young people in general. Like, she's 23 years old. And, to a certain extent, man, like, it's hard trying to be able to figure everything out in life. You know what I'm saying? And making choices with your significant one.
Right.
Who you think you want to be with. Who you think you love. Teddy Pendergast said it shit better than anybody, man. It feels so good loving somebody when somebody love you back.
Yes, sir.
But what happens when who you thought was who they were don't love you literally? And I'm not saying no name, or I'm not saying no perspective, any shade, nothing like that. It's just the reality of life is like you make your choices, but your choices ain't necessarily the right choice. And then, you sometimes feel hurt by like your choice and what it makes you look like. that you're afraid to like be honest with it. You know what I'm saying? You're afraid to be honest because, you know, being honest about your choice sometimes ends up being like a loss. You know what I mean? A L, you know.
Mhm.
And and for me, when I look at life like as a creative, that's what I enjoy most about creating music, because our parents, our parents' parents, our parents' parents' parents has been doing and dealing with this same shit that we dealing with today. They whole life too. Ain't nobody figured love, you know. And so that's what this
That's
album
right.
is about, man. It's about love and the changes you go through in love, especially young love. You know, today young love is wild, and you know what I mean.
Right.
Today young love is super wild. So I can tell y'all one thing, man. It's a great album, and you know, and what makes it still more great, man. You know, I'm so committed. You know, I commend Summer for just living her life, man, in front of the world. Like
Mhm.
a lot of us couldn't do it, bro.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and she definitely honest. Like she definitely true to her shit. Like she just true to it. Like it ain't perfect. I don't know everything. I'm learning myself. I'm trying. You know what I mean? Oh damn, I mean, damn, I like him. I know he not good for me, but I like him. And
Mm.
I'm effing up again.
Right.
Let me ask you this real quick, because I know you're pressed for time and we don't want to hold you too long. I know you got your baby in the back.
Yeah.
But when you look at a Summer Walker as a producer and as somebody that's helping create an album, when you look at something that like she's going through, like you said, real life situations in front of everybody, do you put that into your songwriting kind of like thought process when she's going through it to make it seem as genuine as possible that she's giving that emotion?
To the max.
Word.
Dope. Dope.
Like all them songs, man, the reason why a lot of people love them songs from the past, man, like Is She the Reason I'm Through with Love, T-shirt, Girl. Like a lot of people like, man, girl, how you, like, you're a real dude. Like how you write that?
Mm.
Soldier, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
You know, losing my breath, or you know, Mary J. Blige, you know, Enough Crying, or Good Woman Down.
Yeah.
I see my mama in pain, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, my mama was raped and left for dead when I was 4 years old.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who don't, you know? And man, we are. I mean, the toughest of the toughest niggas are their mamas. You know, my mama, man, so I can't. It's hard for me with my child. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, like your child, you could, like you know, like I'm a, you know, I'm his dad. It's hard for me to explain things to him. Um, you know, it's hard to explain to your child when you in, you know, when you in battle. That's why
Mhm.
I be in battle with my son's mom. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
people don't understand that. Like I be begging like my son's mom, like, hey man, I don't want to fight with you. Like I just, that's not, because I'm a fighter. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm a fight, then I'm fighting, and I don't want to be fighting with you. I don't want to be thinking about hurting you, or thinking about making you feel bad, or thinking about taking from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I know how my child feels. Like that's not a good feeling. Like as a young boy, you know, we all, us brothers, man, you know, we love our mamas. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a weird dynamic, man. It's a hard dynamic, and it's just like, yeah, hell yeah, I put every lick of my life and my heart into them lyrics and them conversations, man, because that shit is so real. That's why the songs resonate. It ain't, you know what I mean? Don't nothing happen by chance. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mhm.
like shit real, man. Shit real. The motherfucker. I just don't take shit for granted. Like I'm real about life, so I
Mm.
don't play the fucking radio. You know what I'm saying? I don't play with life. I don't play with people. I don't play with people's kids. Play with my kids. You know what I'm saying? I don't play
Mm.
about my life. I don't play by my kids. I don't play about shit. You know what I mean? Like if I come to do some shit, I come to do. I, however the fuck it gotta work out, I come to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I don't play with shit. Like hell yeah. that should mean a lot. You know what I mean? Like you dealing with life, man. You know what I'm saying? That girl got a whole baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like she got a whole baby.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if she was ready to have a child. Like I don't even know. Like you don't be knowing when you ready to have no baby, and you got to deal with it. Or you got to have it, and you got to. You know what I mean? Like you dealing with your emotions and like what that's gonna mean to your child. You know what I'm saying? When they get old enough to talk, and then they got the questions about like, you know, hey, well, why you and my dad ain't together? Why you and my mom ain't together? Like, you know, that shit get real, man. It's like then they get into other relationships. That shit get real wild, bro. It get crazy. You know, you try to make the best decisions you can. You know, you try to make the best decisions you can, man, and then sometimes people try to hold on. You know what I mean? You try to hold on, but sometimes you can't. And then you got to explain that to your kids. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to answer for something.
Mm-hmm.
That's what love is about, man. So that's this album. I can just tell you, it's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be good.
Definitely, yeah, man. Definitely appreciate you, Sean Garrett, the pen on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. We know you got stuff to do, man. We definitely appreciate the time you spent with us, and we definitely want to once again thank you for all the great hits that you wrote and that we can listen to and to make our life just a little bit better, man. Definitely,
man. I want to say this, we wouldn't be nothing without y'all, man. You guys put a lot of work and a lot of energy, man, and making sure y'all shows is great to bring to the people, man, and getting people like us on the phone, or getting on the line, man. And life is short, man. We've seen a lot of people passing these days, man. This shit is shocking.
Yeah.
So, man, I don't take nothing for granted, man. I just tell the people out there, man, stay strong.
Yes, indeed. We appreciate your time again. Sean Garrett on the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast. Salute, my brother.
My guys.
All right, brother. Peace, brother. Take it easy. All right.